Good morning, student. Myself, Dr. Shivaji Andre, Department of Botany, SCQT Art Commerce Science College, Devali Camp. On behalf of Maratha Vidya Prasad Samaj, Nashik. Dear student, we will discuss about in a previous lecture about definition of transpiration. What is the transpiration? The loss of water through atmosphere by uplifting of water and mineral molecule through the root here and root here to their passing through the stem to their leaves, and after leaves there is these water they can be transmitted to in the water vapor through the atmosphere, and that process is called as a transpiration. The type of transpiration, there are three types of the transpiration. Majority is the stomatal transpiration, second thing is the lenticular transpiration, and third one is the cuticular transpiration. Majority of this plant transpiration can be takes place through the stomata. In the stomata, it is about 85 to 95% of the water can be lost through the atmosphere through the small aperture of the stomatal. And second thing or second type is the cuticular transpiration. It is about 1 to 5% of the water can be lost through the cuticle. And lastly, also there is a loss by this another type, lenticelle. Lenticelle can be also occurring about 1 to 2% of the water molecule can be lost through the atmosphere due to their certain of their injured parts or certain of the opening of the cell at the outer epidermal cell, and the water molecule can be lost through them. These are the three types of this transpiration, means stomatal, lenticular, and cuticular transpiration. Then structure of the stomata. In a plant, there is generally are two types of the stomata. In Dicotyledon, the stomata, there is a guard cell is a beam-shaped structure or kidney-shaped structure. Usually, they are kidney-shaped structure or beam-shaped structure. They are present to them and sort of covering by the subsidiary cells. In a Monocotyledon, the guard cells are dumbbell-shaped structure, and they are present in the lower as well as upper epidermal cell. Then mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. When the stomata majority they are the open at the daytime and closing at the night time. At the daytime, pass this light on surface of this leaves, they start their photosynthesis process, and ultimately there is a uplifting of water and mineral molecule through the root to the above shoot portion, and at the subsidiary cells there is a huge amount of pressure can be created to them, means the wall pressure, suction pressure, then also the diffusion pressure deficit, osmotic pressure, and hence this pressure can be created to them, and this pressure enter through this guard cell, and ultimately this guard cell there is the open and they start the transpiration at the daytime. When at the night time, ultimately this water is not require much more, then ultimately the pressure is decreases and hence stomata can be closed at the night time. But at the daytime there is a different types of the stomatal structure, different types of pressure, DPD, OP, SP, the different type of WP, this pressure can be created to them and hence stomata can be opening to them. Then factor affecting the rate of transpiration. There is different types of the factors. First, the external factor, external factor is the light. Intensity of light is a major factor for the opening of the stomata. Another thing is the availability of water molecule inside the soil. When water is available, then much more of the transpiration can be takes place. Then also there is a atmospheric moisture. This is also a major factor for this rate of transpiration. And also there is the number of the root hairs, how many number of the root hairs are present at the root. This is also the major factor, or also available water molecule. This is a major factor for this affecting this rate of transpiration. Then today's lecture we will discuss about their introduction and definition of the nitrogen nitrogen fixation. Another thing we will also discuss about the role of nitrogen in plants, nitrogen fixation in rhizobium, nitrogenous enzyme structure and their function, nitrogen fixation by BGA, means blue green algae. In today's session we will discuss about all this point. Then we will discuss about the introduction and definition of this nitrogen metabolism. All plants are basically composed, means they prepare or they require or the cell can prepare by the carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and other so many chemicals compound can be required for cell growth and development. Various biomolecule present in all cell. Different is another set of the biomolecule, micro as well as the macronutrient. These are molecules are present inside the cell, they require for the further growth or development. Nitrogen is an important constituent of the amino acid, also in a protein, enzyme, vitamin, alkaloid and growth of the hormone. All these compound, these nitrogen base are very important things, and hence nitrogen is a very essential for growth and development of the plants. The nitrogen present in the atmosphere freely, about it is about 78% are nitrogen are present in a gaseous form through the atmosphere. But so many plants, with all of the most majority of the plant do not trap by this gaseous nitrogen directly. Only few of those plant, like rhizobacteria, sort of blue-green algae, they absorb, they trap by this atmospheric gaseous nitrogen and they is converted into their liquid form. And these nitrogen is very essential. When nitrogen is highly, they are stable due to their bond, means highly strong their bond formation, and triple bond ion. Means these are highly strong and is present in this nitrogen base. There in the atmosphere about 78% of the nitrogen are present, but they do not utilize for growth and development of the plant. Plant absorb nitrate, also nitrate, ammonia, they can be absorbed to them. Then a process of the atmospheric nitrogen N2 into their unable nitrate. There is a converted to them nitrate as well as nitrite, and ammonia is a term as a nitrogen fixation. They fix the inside that rhizobium or blue-green algae. Nitrogen is a significant compound of the nucleic acid, such as this all this nucleic acid, DNA as well as RNA, they are the nucleic acid, and these bases they prepare by nitrogen's compound. Without nitrogen, there would not be no life. Without nitrogen, any plants do not survive on surface of the earth. Hence, nitrogen is a very essential. They require each and every cell, also DNA or RNA. Nitrogen is a major constituent present in vitamin and plant growth. Different types of the vitamin, all living organisms, they require the nitrogenous base, or nitrogen is a very essential, or plant growth and development, this nitrogen is a very important things. These are different types of the vitamin, vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, or they are certain of the another set of the vitamins. There is a base preparation is very essential of nitrogen. So without nitrogen, these any types of vitamin do not prepare to them. Also plant growth, without nitrogen plant do not grow to them. Nitrogenous compound is very essential for each and every cell. These are the nitrogen cycle. When in atmospheric nitrogen, certain of this ammonia or certain of this rhizobium, they trap this gaseous nitrogen. They fix the gaseous nitrogen, Anabaena, Nostoc, Alucira, certain of the Lyngbia, also in certain of the Sassoldoria. There is certain of the algal groups, also certain of the bacteria, they are present inside the soil, and these bacteria they trap by the gaseous nitrogen. And these nitrogen they fix to them for the gaseous nitrogen and it converted into a liquid form into NH3. NH4, NO2, nitrite, nitrate and ammonia. This is converted to them. This nitrification can be takes place by using these different types of the bacterial cell or bacteria as well as in there is a blue-green algal cell. And these are the liquid form and they release these are compound inside soil, and these liquid nitrogen is very essential for growth and development of the all living organism. And these plants they absorb by this liquid nitrogen. And after the absorption to them, the plant growth can be takes place. And after certain time, this is the denitrification can be takes place after the decaying or death of the plant. When presence of this nitrogen component N2, they are also released through the atmosphere. How much amount of this gaseous nitrogen can be trapped? Equivalent amount of nitrogen molecule after their death or completion of life cycle of the plant, they release through the atmosphere. It is called as a nitrogen cycle. Means we do not less or increasing. the atmospheric gaseous molecule of the nitrogenous base. There is a continuous cycle can be occurring on surface of the earth. Then nitrogen fixation by rhizobium. Certain of these leguminous plants, mostly green gram, black gram, pea, also certain of these plants, they can be very useful or beneficial to them. When at the surface of the root here, there is a bacteria they can be attacking to them, and this rhizobium bacteria they attacking to them, there is certain of the infected structure they can be developing to them. There is certain of the tumor like structure, certain of the swelling like structure they can be developing to them by the rhizobium on surface of the root. They are looking like a disease, but they are the very useful or beneficial for plant growth and development. There is no any side effect for uplifting of water and mineral molecule inside that soil. Only they infected to them, there is a formation of tumor like structure, and this tumor like structure they can be grow by the colony. These are the basic types of the bacteria they can be grow to them, and this is the formation of the colony structure on this peripheral region of this root. After this can be these bacteria they absorb the gaseous nitrogen, and this gaseous nitrogen they can be trapping to them, and this gaseous nitrogen is converted into liquid form, and ultimately these plant they supply certain of the food materials by this bacterial cell, and ultimately there is an exchange, means there is a symbiotic association between this leguminous plant and its bacterial cell, and they supply by this nitrogen liquid molecule of nitrogen in the plant. This is very essential for growth and development of the plant, and set of the food material they can be supplied by this bacterial cell. There is symbiotic association between these two plants. These are two groups like bacteria as well as in the green plants. When these bacteria after this can be trapping by the gaseous nitrogen, after this these plants are their annual plant. Their life cycle is completed about 2 to 3 months or 4 months within. And after completion of this life cycle, these bacterial cells they release this nitrogen gas molecule through atmosphere. Means there is these are also process of this nitrogen cycle or fixation of the rhizobium of this gaseous nitrogen, and there is a very useful this is nitrogen compound or this photosynthesis product formation or different types of the DNA RNA formation. These nitrogen molecule can be utilized to all these green plants. Then nitrogen fixation by the rhizobium. Rhizobium is a aerobic or gram-negative nitrogen fixing soil-borne bacteria. They are the bacterial cell. They are the present in all inside the soil, and these bacterial cell there is immediately any types of the plant, which is majority in the leguminous plant, there is a infected by this root. After this rhizobium show the symbiotic relation with their root, there is several plants, several plants, another sort of several plant, green gram, black gram, as well as tur, moong, udid, these types or another set of those types, they can be very useful, very beneficial for their symbiotic relation to each other. Best example is alfalfa, sweet clover, sweet pea, then lentils, garden pea, bean, clover, these are another certain of this plant. There is a infected on the surface of the root, and this infection by trapping the atmospheric gaseous nitrogen, and it is very useful, very beneficial to them for growth and development of this plant. This symbiotic association means there is an exchange when this bacterial cell or they can be trapping by gaseous molecule and they supply by this liquid form of nitrogen or nitrate or nitrite through this green plant, and these are very useful or beneficial for growth and development. At the same time, these bacterial cells are essential for sort of the food material, and these plant or cereal crops they can be supplied by this food material. But there is an infection on the surface of the root, but there is no any side effect. Hence, it is called a symbiotic relationship between this each other. Both participating get equal their benefit. Both of them, as well as bacterial cell as well as the green plant, both of them there is a very essential, very useful or beneficial to each other. They can be without survive from each other. Hence, they can be benefit to both of these plant as well as the rhizobium. Rhizobia and leguminous plant formation of root nodule. When on the surface of the root nodule there is a formation of certain tuber. Tuber-like structure they can be developing to them, and these tuber-like structure there is a infected of this rhizobium. Inside the tuber there is a huge amount of the colony formation of the rhizobium on surface of the root. this root, it is commonly called as the root nodules. Then nodule formation, these are the nodule formation, these are lower surface of the soil, there is a formation of the nodules, and these nodule forms, they can be inserted inside that root here. First insert is bacterial cell, and they start their infection inside that cortex region. Ultimately, there is a formation of the colony formation, and this colony is a divide and redivide continuously, and also formation of the tuber-like structure, and they are developing to them. And this tuber-like structure, ultimately there is a infected by the root here, and they start for the absorption of this gaseous nitrogenous molecule inside that root here, and they can be utilized to them by the gaseous nitrogen. It's converted set of the reaction, and after this reaction there is a form continuously divide and redivide, and these gaseous liquid molecule can be supplied by this green plants. This rhizobium is a aerobic or gram-negative nitrogen. They are fixing the soil borne bacteria. Rhizobium show the symbiotic relation with their root of several plants. This symbiotic relation between each other by the several plants, about 300 different types of the species, where the symbiotic association takes place by this different types of this plant, and there is a very useful or beneficial to them. Then mechanism of nitrogen fixation by rhizobium. This nodule act as a site for N2 fixation. These are the tumor on surface of the leaves. This is the main function for trapping the gaseous nitrogen on the inside that root nodule. This nitrogenous enzyme has two components. Which is the molecule of this ferrous protein. They are the molecular formation, they are present to them. These nitrogens, they catalyze the conversion of this atmospheric N2 into converted into N2 as well as nitrite NH3, NH4. They are the nitrite or ammonia, they can be converted to them. This free dinitrogen first bound by the FOFE protein. These are the molecular ferrous protein. They first bind to them by this bacterial cell, and after that binding of this bacterial cell, some of the blue-green algae, they develop their symbiotic association. So now the blue-green algae, just tell you example like Anabaena, Nostoc, Alocera, Lyngbya, Oscillatoria. They are the basic example of this algal species. They trap the atmospheric gaseous nitrogen and convert it into liquid form. Association with this bryophyte, also sort of the bryophytic plant, like also in a pteridophytic plant, fern, also in the gymnosperm and sort of the angiospermic plant. There is the association of this bacterial cell on the root here, and that is very useful or beneficial for this all the group, means higher to lower groups, means bryophyte is a fern, is a lower group, and higher is the gymnosperm and angiosperm. This is a very useful, very beneficial to them. Azolla is commonly used as a green manure. Azolla, there is a two types of the leaves, they are present to them. They are the greenish in color. Upper leaves is a green in color, lower leaves is a scaly-like structure. Scale-like structure can developing to them, and there is a very useful. In between this scaly leaves and this green leaves, there is a certain of the algal species they can be grow to them. It's called as Anabaena, Anabaena azori. These are the species they can be, or the genus can be grow inside leaves. And this formation of the notch of this azolla, and this notch they can be developing by this Anabaena colony, and this Anabaena colony is a very useful and beneficial for this gaseous nitrogen converted into liquid form. There is also symbiotic association between azolla and this Anabaena, and it is called as Anabaena azori, and they can be used by this azolla plant as a green manure. And this green manure, you are well known about the green manure. There is no any side effect on the surface of this soil, also atmosphere, also in the water, also in the plant. This is very useful or beneficial to them. These are their sort of this plant. They are also very symbiotic blue-green algae. These symbiotic or symbionts are usually in a nostoc species. They are relation to them. And inside the symbiotic cavity, the sort of the notch hold the single inhibit. And after there is a dividation of their colony, they specialize their motile filament known as a Harmogonia formation. After this is a symbiotic blue-green algae, there is the best example. They can take a section. They are looking like this certain of the notch on surface of this azolla plant, and these provide and enclose a micro environment for the nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria, Anabena. This is a cyanobacteria can be developing inside that notch for the colony, and this colony there is no any side effect of plant as well as this whole this leaves. There is these notch, they can be developed by this colony structure, and this colony structure can be very useful or beneficial for the fixation of the atmospheric nitrogenous base. Nitrogen fixation by BGA, blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria, a group of prokaryotic oxygen evolving, this is photosynthetic gram-negative bacteria. Sort of the many of the free-living blue-green algae, they fix the atmospheric nitrogen, and since they are photosynthetic in nature, they prepare their own food material. By blue-green algae as well in the cyanobacterial cells, many of the free-living blue-green algae fix the atmospheric nitrogen, and since they are photosynthetic, they prepare their own food material, not depending for the other substratum. But these are the symbiotic association between this cyanobacteria and this free-living or these all living organisms. Nitrogen fixation by blue-green algae also by several non-heterocytic unicellular. Best example, non-cellular is the best example of this algal species, the Glyocapsa, Aponocapsa, then Gliotheca, and they are the filamentous is the Oscillatoria, Plectonema, Anabena, Azola, there are Anabena, Anasoda nostoc. They are certain of these are the unicellular algal species, certain of the multicellular algal species. These species with biofertilizer potential are their heterocystous filament. There is the formation of the heterocyst inside that cell, and this heterocyst cell they trap the gaseous nitrogen, and this gaseous nitrogen is very useful or beneficial for their as a next their plant. Like in their next their season, they can be very useful. About a 2 to 3 year, there is a very effective or beneficial for as a biofertilizer. In a cyanobacteria can be in a contribute about 20 to 30 gram or kg in a nitrogen in per hectare. They can be very useful. 20 to 30 their kilo of the cyanobacteria they can be applying to them inside the soil. There is a very increasing the yield of the crop ultimately, and this increasing the yield crop, and there is no any side effect by supplying by the cyanobacteria. Means there is no any pollution of the soil, no pollution of the water, also not pollution of the atmosphere, also no any residue inside that any type of the food or cultivation of this grain. This is a very useful or beneficial for this nitrogen fixing this blue-green algae. Often bloom of free-living cyanobacteria, and there is a inoculation of the paddy field. Mostly this paddy field is very useful. Mostly this species can be grow inside the paddy field. Beside in rice, other crop plant like a vegetable, wheat, sorghum, maize, cotton and sugarcane. After cultivating this rice, after next season, it can be cultivated by the another crops. Like vegetable, different types of the vegetable, different types of also there is a certain of the species of wheat, sorghum, maize, cotton, sugarcane. There is a very useful, easily available of liquid nitrogen inside that rice field. These cyanobacteria like Tolypothrix, Scytonema, Haplosyphon, these species have been reported to the solubilize rock phosphate, and it is a very useful or very beneficial for growth and development of this blue-green algae in the inside the field of the different types of the crops. This nitrogen fixation by the blue-green algae, certain of these are examples, certain of these are pictures. First the picture is a Aphanotheca. They are also in a cyanobacteria. Another is a Merismopedia. Next one is a Crococcus. Then also in a Chamaesyphon, also in a Glyocapsa, Oscillatoria, Microcystis, Calliophorum, Nostoc, Gliotrivia, Anabena, Stingonema, then Polydothrix, Rheotaria. These are the different types of the algal species, or they are the blue-green algal species. They can be used as a biofertilizer. Means blue-green algae they can use as a biofertilizer. So now these they are the very important of the BCA, blue-green algae. They are the different types of their use. In today's lecture, we will discuss about a few certain of the uses of this blue-green algae. Blue-green algae function as a food to several aquatic animals. Not only for the use as a biofertilizer, but this blue-green algae they can be used as a primary food of the inside that so many aquatic animals. You know, next is the spirulina is a regularly collected for human consumption in the part of the Africa. You know, inside the spirulina, there is a very rich protein inside a spirulina species, and this protein is very useful or beneficial for this human being as well as the child also. And so many their countries they cultivated by the spirulina and they prepare by spirulina tablet. Also, you can prepare by the different types of dishes of the spirulina vegetables. You know, nostoc is in a similarly used in China. In China, this nostoc species can be used as a vegetable, and this nostoc is also very useful or very beneficial for this human being also used as a food. In Rajasthan, anabena and spirulina are collected from the Sambar lake and used as a fooder and manure. Means they are both of them, manure as well as the fooder, they can be prepared by the Rajasthan by anabena species and spirulina species. You know, after the death of the cyanobacteria, the substrate atom become rich in nitrogen. When this gaseous nitrogen can be trapping by this blue-green algae, and these blue-green algae they can be survive for 2 to 3 months. After 2 to 3 months, these algal species are dead or starting the decomposition, and ultimately inside that plant there is a huge amount of this liquid nitrogens are present to them, and ultimately all this liquid nitrogen can be released inside the soil. These cyanobacteria they produce the acidic chemicals for there is a counteracting this alkalinity of the soil. They can minimize the alkalinity of the soil also. This is also very useful or beneficial to them. You know, species of the anabena and Alocera do not allow for the mosquito larvae to grow the nearby. Means these species are also very useful or very beneficial to them. They can be also protected by the crop, and hence different types of the mosquito as well as also grow in a nearby any types of larvae they do not survive to them due to this different types of cyanobacteria species. Another that is used after death of the cyanobacteria, the substrate atom become rich in nitrogen, and these bacterium or cyanobacterium produce acidic in chemical and the construction the alkalinity of the soil. You know, species of the anabena and Alocera do not allow their mosquito larvae to grow the nearby. Some of the cyanobacteria they produce toxic, harmful to most of their aquatic animals. Means certain of these bacteria species is very hazardous, so much dangerous. So many species are there is also dead inside that water due to the increasing this cyanobacteria species inside a fresh water as well as the marine water. Then prepare the shallow tray, means the production of the method of this blue-green algae. About their size is 2 meter into 1 meter into 23 centimeter. Of this is a galvanized iron steel or this is a perforated tank they can prepare to them. The size of this tank can be increased in the more material is to be produced. You know, they are this spread over 4 to 5 kg of river soil and mix well with their 100 kg of the superphosphate and 2 kg of sodium. There is a aluminate they can be using for production of this BGA. For 5 to 15 centimeter of water in the tray, they can be poured to them. After they can pour into this water, in order to avoid the nuisance, means there is a nuisance of the mosquito and insect, add 10 to 15 gram of puradone granules. When this 10 to 15 gram of granule they can be added inside the water, they do not comes by any types of the insect or any types of the mosquito. The mixture of the soil and water will be settled within the 8 to 10 hours. This mixture reaction can be takes place after 8 to 10 hours. This mixture can be separating out. In this time, add 200 to 215 gram of mother culture of the blue-green algae. After they can be added to them and algae to be in the surface of the water and do not disturb the water molecules. After this reduction of the soil, they should be in a neutral form. The soil acidic then add CaCO3 in order to bring the pH of the soil to be neutral. That is a very essential to them. Then sunlight and temperatures are normal. Within the 10 to 15 days, the growth of the blue-green algae will be look hard and there is a flask of the surface of the water and soil. Depending on the intensity of the light, depending on the temperature, this is directly affected of the growth and development of this blue-green algae. Similarly, water level will be in a reduce due to the evaporation, and this water level in the tray peat is allowed to be evaporated and to grow the algal flask in the allowed to tray. After certain, ultimately this water molecule can be evaporated by this atmosphere. In this soil, dried algal growth they separate from the soil. After they can dry this powder, they can be cultivated to them and they can be used as a blue-green algae, they can be used for inside a farmer for as a biofertilizer. These species of the algal growth are collected and they stored in the plastic bag, and again add water to tray and they stir the soil well. After they can harvesting to them, after they can be added the water inside the tray and they can be stirred to them for few minutes, and they can be this tray they can be strained in the soil well, and then allow this algae to grow in this way. In this time, one can be harvest growth of the algae 2 to 3 times in this each year. This today's lecture will is a student assignment. Describe the structure and function of the nitrogen in enzymes. Next assignment, explain the importance and production method of the blue-green algae. Role of nitrogen in the plants. There is a very essential. Each and every cell of the plant they prepare by the nitrogenous base. Without nitrogen, plant do not survive, do not prepare, do not grow. And we are well known about there are certain of this compound like DNA and RNA. There is a very essential of this nitrogenous base. Without nitrogen, they do not prepare to them. Any living organism without nitrogen, they do not survive on the surface of the earth. Nitrogen fixation by rhizobium. Certain of the blue-green algae, certain of the bacterial cell, they can be grow inside the soil, and this nitrogen fixation of this rhizobium can be takes place. They absorb this gaseous nitrogen inside that blue-green algae as well as in the rhizobium, and this gaseous nitrogen is of rhizobium is converted into a liquid form, and they can be ultimately supplied by the growing of this plant. Nitrogen fixation by blue-green algae. So many blue-green algae, just their example, Alocera, Nostoc, Anabena, there is the Oscillatoria, Lyngbya. There are so many species, Glucapsa, Aphanocapsa, these are blue-green algal species. They can be trapped by nitrogen, and it is converted of this liquid nitrogen into their gas nitrogen in the liquid form. Importance of this blue-green algae is very important for growth and development of this plant. Without this nitrogen bases, plant do not survive on the surface of the earth. Nitrogen is a very useful, so many beneficial, so many their importance for our growth and development. Each and every cell, nitrogen base is a very essential. Blue-green algae is very important. There is no any side effect. There is no any pollution like soil, water, also there is environment, means the gas formation, also in the plant. There is no any side effect of this blue-green algae, and hence this is a very useful or very beneficial for this blue-green algal species. In next lecture, we will discuss about the seed dormancy. So many certain of the seeds they require very less duration, very less times for growth and development or germination of this plant. But certain of the seeds they require 1 week, certain of the seeds they require 2 weeks, certain of the seeds they require 1 month, certain of the seeds they require 2 months, certain of the 3 months, certain of 4 months. The seed germination dormancy is different from the different their species. And how do they minimize by the seed dormancy? They using certain of these chemicals, certain of the treatment on the surface of the seeds, and they break down the seed dormancy. They can be grow early, means within the 1, 2 to 3 days. Suppose certain of the seed dormancy can be required for 15 to 20 days. They require, and these are minimized to them by using this different types of this chemicals as well as water or certain of substance you can be using to them for decreasing this seed dormancy. Type of seed dormancy, there is a different types of seed dormancy. Certainly the different duration, and hence the type of the also different their dormancy of the seeds. Then type of the seed germination. There is a different types of seeds. Certain of the very 1 hour they require for seed germination, certain require for 2 hours, means at that times duration is different, and hence their seed germination also different in the different their species. Thank you so much.